If you are over 60, you probably know the feeling of your body not reacting as quickly as it used to. But what most of us are never prepared for is how to protect the brain as we age, especially against the risk of stroke. In more than 15 years of working with older adults, I have seen people wake up feeling perfectly fine, only to lose their ability to speak or stand just a few hours later. What troubles me most is that these events are rarely random. They often begin with very small habits that happen right after you wake up. In this video, we will count down the 7 most dangerous morning habits and the simple changes you can start using as early as tomorrow. Drinking too much coffee on an empty stomach. One of the most common habits among people over 60 is drinking coffee the moment they open their eyes, sometimes 2 or 3 cups in a row before eating anything. I understand why. Coffee brings quick alertness, but for an aging body, it can trigger a response most people never notice. When caffeine enters the bloodstream while your stomach is empty, your body releases adrenaline. This makes your heart beat faster and causes your blood vessels to tighten suddenly. Blood pressure can spike within minutes, and blood flow to the brain can drop sharply. A 2011 study showed that the risk of temporary brain ischemia may double in the first hour after drinking coffee on an empty stomach, especially for people with high blood pressure or rhythm issues. The solution is simple. Drink a glass of water first, have a small piece of fruit or a light snack, and keep your coffee to 1 moderate cup without sugar or cream. This small change makes your morning safer for your brain and heart, ignoring morning dizziness or weakness. After talking about morning coffee, let us move to a sign many people overlook: feeling dizzy, unsteady, or slightly slurred right after waking up. Many assume it is due to poor sleep, age, or standing up too quickly. But these symptoms may be a serious warning from your circulatory system. When blood flow to the brain is briefly interrupted, or blood pressure shifts suddenly, you may experience a transient ischemic attack, known as a thanks in advance or mini stroke. These episodes often last only a few minutes, so people dismiss them, but they are an early and important warning that a real stroke may be very close. A helpful way to recognize it is the FAST rule. Is the face drooping? Is an arm weak? Is speech slurred? And when did the symptoms start? If any of these signs appear, do not wait for them to fade. Write down the symptoms, contact your doctor, and observe whether they repeat. Always listen to small signals before they become loud alarms. Getting out of bed too quickly. Right after those morning dizzy spells we just discussed, there is another habit that seems harmless but can make things worse: jumping out of bed too quickly. After a long night of sleep, your blood pressure is lower than usual, circulation is slower, and your brain is still shifting from rest to activity. Standing up suddenly does not give the body time to adjust, causing blood pressure to drop fast and reducing blood flow to the brain. Medical guidelines, including those from Mayo Clinic, consider this a factor that can increase stroke risk in people with narrowed vessels or circulation problems. Many older adults feel dizzy, unsteady, or even fall simply because they stood up too fast. The solution takes only 1 or 2 minutes. Stay still, breathe slowly, sit up gently, and then stand. Just 2 calm minutes each morning can make a big difference in protecting your brain and your heart. Before we move into the 4 most dangerous habits, I would love for you to take a moment to connect with the community watching this video. Every person's morning is different, and your small, shared experiences may help someone else feel less alone in their health journey. If you feel comfortable, leave a comment telling me your age and the city or state you are watching from. These simple details not only help me understand this community better, but also help YouTube recommend this video to more older adults who may need it. And who knows, you might even find someone watching from a town very close to yours. Holding your urine too long after waking. Now we come to a habit few people think is dangerous, yet it places real pressure on both the heart and the brain. Many people wake up, stay in bed, scrolling through messages or checking the weather, even though they already feel the urge to urinate. When you hold it in, the bladder stretches beyond comfort, triggering stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These make blood vessels tighten and cause blood pressure to rise quickly. A study from 2000 showed that a full bladder can even trigger coronary vessel constriction and reduce blood flow to vital organs, especially in people with early vascular stiffness. For older adults, whose vessels are already less flexible, this sudden change creates a significant strain on the brain. The solution is simple. When you feel the urge, get up immediately and go. Do not let your phone keep you in bed. Your body is sending a protective message, not a small inconvenience. Not drinking water in the morning. After discussing holding urine, we move to another factor that directly affects brain circulation but is often ignored: not drinking water after waking up. Your body has gone 7 or 8 hours without hydration while continuing to lose water through breathing and metabolism. When dehydrated, blood becomes thicker, the heart works harder, and blood pressure can rise. The brain, the most sensitive organ to these changes, is affected first. A 2015 study showed that stroke patients who were dehydrated had 4 times worse recovery compared to those who were well hydrated. This is even more common in older adults taking diuretics, who can become dehydrated without feeling thirsty. Still, many people start their morning with coffee or tea instead of water. This simple habit adds extra strain to your heart and blood vessels during the most sensitive hours of the day. The solution is gentle and easy. As soon as you wake up, drink a glass of warm or room temperature water before any other beverage. Even if you do not feel thirsty, your brain needs this first dose of hydration to function well. Think of water as the morning fuel your brain relies on, a small habit with a big long-term impact, a very salty breakfast. Once we talk about hydration, we need to look at another factor that directly affects blood pressure and blood flow to the brain: eating a salty breakfast. Many people believe they are eating a healthy morning meal, yet consume far more sodium than they realize. Foods like instant cereals, instant porridge, packaged bread, cheese and eggs, sausages, or deli meats all contain high sodium levels. When the body absorbs too much salt in the morning, blood pressure rises quickly, blood vessels tighten and stiffen, and the tiny vessels in the brain face higher pressure than normal. A 2012 study showed that people consuming more than 4,000 milligrams of sodium per day faced a 2.59 times higher stroke risk. Even an extra 500 milligrams increased risk by 17%. The morning is already the time when blood pressure naturally peaks. Adding a high sodium breakfast creates a dangerous combination for the heart and brain. Thankfully, the fix is simple. Choose fresh fruit, boiled eggs, homemade oatmeal without added salt, or low-sodium whole-grain bread. When buying packaged foods, read the label and aim to keep sodium between 300 and 400 milligrams for the entire breakfast. This one change significantly reduces pressure on your blood vessels during the early hours of the day. Skipping or misusing morning medications. After discussing salty breakfasts, we arrive at the most dangerous morning habit: forgetting medications or taking them the wrong way. Blood pressure medicine, rhythm stabilizers, blood thinners, and cholesterol medications are not just support. They create a protective shield, especially in the early morning hours when blood pressure and heart rate naturally rise. But many people take their medications at inconsistent times. Some remember one day and forget the next. Some double the dose in the morning to make up for a missed dose at night. Others take medications without water or swallow them with coffee. These habits break the treatment effect completely. Studies, including data from 2023, show that people who do not follow their medication schedule have a significantly higher stroke risk. Doubling a missed dose can make blood pressure drop too fast or increase bleeding risk. Your body has a golden window when your medication works at its strongest. Missing that window removes your natural shield. The solution is to build a stable routine. Set alarms, use a pill organizer, take your medication at the same time daily, and always use water. Never adjust your dose without medical guidance. When you keep your medication rhythm steady, you give your brain and heart the strongest protection they can have. Looking back at these 7 morning habits, you can see that stroke does not appear out of nowhere. It builds slowly through repeated choices made every day, every week, and over many years. Now that you know the hidden factors that raise your risk, the power to change is in your hands. Let me ask you, among these 7 habits, which one describes your morning? Have you changed any of your routines and noticed a difference? Share your experience in the comments. Your story may help someone else understand they are not alone. Health is not luck. It is built from the small decisions we make daily. Your morning can shape the future of your brain and your heart. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the Emily Hartwell channel. You can also find more stroke prevention videos in the description. Important note: this video is for informational purposes only. If you have unusual symptoms or take medications, talk with your doctor for guidance specific to your health needs.